Paris, hello. Thank you for your submission. Okay, stunning graphic design, so any type of advertising. I agree. Yeah, I think that's a smart choice. I decided to do simple flyers. All right, let's go jump over and take a look at your compositions. I think a good job. You're employing a lot of things that we've learned here, to me, that's success because we've got textures, we've got depth, we've got overlap, we've got focus, we've got emphasis, focal point, we've got good typography, nice scale and proportion, textures, good shading. I mean, really good job. Very conscientious work. All right, so you're not going to believe the one I'm thinking of. I think there's two that are really, well, I shouldn't say that because they're all interesting. They really are. This is fabulous. This one I think is out. Okay, it's not nearly as visually interesting as these three. And I think it's no surprise why, because these three are employing a lot more elements to them and creating a lot of visual interest. So this one, let's say that one's out, right? So that's fabulous. I can see adding color to that, and I can see this being a wonderful piece. Same here. And this one too. I think this one could be really interesting if you were to really push and emphasize some differences in scale. I think that would enhance the actual depth associated with this piece. So let's say and what I'm talking about is making this one a lot bigger and then this one a little bit smaller, maybe even pull them closer together. This type right here seems really randomly placed. Good typography here, but this seems somewhat random. This piece right here, I would left align that. What I would do is I would find a letter to align this with. Okay, so let's say it's the G, the beginning of the G. There's your guide. Okay, and left align that so you don't have this. No, typography is the same as design, the design elements, right? So we learned way back in week 1 and week 2 that placing something in the center of a composition is not always, or probably hardly ever, if ever, the most interesting thing to do. So that said, the same thing can be said with type, because basically this is 3 rectangles. These 3 lines of type are 3 rectangles, right? So in our compositions way back in week 1 and 2, if we were to take just 3 rectangles and put them in the center of a page, what would my comments be? You know what they would be. I would say you're not engaging the negative space because you're creating pure symmetry around the negative space. And we know pure symmetry in negative space is usually not very interesting. That's why center aligned type and center aligned compositions are rarely interesting, okay, for that. And I just wanted to explain to you why I'm telling you that it would be more interesting to left align that than to center it. Okay, scale differences here, and this one is just begging for color, just begging for color. I don't know if chocolate popsicle, because to me, I think that a high degree of success here is going to be achieved by your use of color. So I'm wondering if we can't say maybe new flavored popsicles that way. See, by saying chocolate, you're kind of confining yourself, or you're reducing the number of possibilities you have, because chocolate, of course, is brown, right? So these would have to be brown. So you're kind of locking yourself into a corner there. And if that's the intent of the assignment, then or the project in a real world, then so be it, right? But since you have choices to make here, I'm thinking that you can really enhance this piece with color by changing that to new flavored popsicles. That leaves your color array, your color palette, your color choices wide open. Okay, those are my comments. Great job. Very nice work. Any questions, give me a holler, but I'm really looking forward to seeing this one progress. Thank you. I guess, yeah, make your own decision as to which way to move forward. Okay, so I don't know if I was specifically clear with that. So that's why I'm not, picking one and saying this one is the one you should move forward with. I should make your own decision here. Okay, so all right, good job. Thank you.